My name is Dick Cicchini. I am a pre-sales engineer for the DNF Security Group. I have on the line with me Ted Sturm. He's my wingman. He will be reviewing questions and presenting them. The subject or question that's hopefully going to be answered in this webinar is, can your surveillance system handle the rising megapixel camera resolutions? Okay, things are changing, and they were changing pretty fast. 3 years ago, 8 analog cameras, 640 by 480 resolution, MJPEG compression, 7 days retention, maybe some data RAID protection. That was a fairly common small business requirement. Today, they're very typical. We're seeing 16 IP cameras. They're now IP digital cameras. We're using new compression methods, specifically here, H.264. Retention periods have increased. They're not concerned with the cash register that day, but they have to go back and review an employee or customer situation, those types of things. Retention periods are up. As a result of that, so are their capacity requirements. And now, RAID 5 protection. They want that data protected. It's mandated in virtually every system that we sell now. So, along with changes just 3 years ago, other things that are that have popped up in actually less than 3 years, we now have camera densities of 5, 8, 16, and 24 megapixels. Frame rates over 5 FPS are becoming the rule. People want to see more fluid motion. They want the detail while an individual is moving, or a vehicle or anything within the scope of vision. And the government, as well as local state governments and agencies and municipalities, they're starting to mandate things. One of the immediate things is anything having to do with, say, Homeland Security. We're seeing 365-day retention requirements. Rarely do I see under 180 in anything having to do with the federal government. Insurance requirements. In the old days, you got a spiff if you had an alarm system and it was monitored. That's migrated to you have to have it, and now a lot of insurance policies are requiring and not giving you a discount, but you have to have a certain amount of surveillance within your facility and probably outside of your facility. So now insurance is getting involved. Analytics are more common now. Before it was okay, we just we caught the front door, we caught the cash register, the back door, and maybe a snippet of where the traffic was going. Now we want to be able to analyze things. Simple analytics, license plate recognition. These types of things are becoming very common in the small to medium-sized business place. And we're also, and you'll see more and more of this is becoming the bigger trend, is security used to be separate from IT. Now, with the advent of using IP SANs or general network SANs, companies already had a go-to person in the IT department. So they're consolidating IP and security. They're starting to share resources. One of the questions that we get a lot of times is, can I also use this storage for my business? And the question is answered yes. Of course, there's always caveats and questions that follow.
Dick, I had a question pop up.
Yeah.
Can you explain a little bit more about insurance requirements?
Well, what they've found, and having my own opinions about insurance, but if you have to understand the insurance company's point of view with regard to all different types of claims that can be filed. Let's say you're in a commercial enterprise, say a food store, and someone comes and they come in the door and they slip, or they didn't slip, or nobody saw them slip, and yet they're faced with a lawsuit saying that you know, their hip was out of whack as a result of wet floors, right? So insurance companies now are saying, you know what, you need to be able to, the burden of proof is on you, Mr. Businessman, as to whether or not that person fell. All right, were there wet floors there? Did you have the mats in place so this wouldn't happen? Those types of claims are becoming more and more common. Or recovery of stolen items. Who did the theft? All right, the insurance company wants you to pay for the tools to enable them to help recover losses. So now, like I say, more so than simple intrusion detection and a dial-up back to the central monitor station, they want you to have cameras in place for different business purposes in order for them to recoup losses or to win cases. And don't ever expect the insurance companies to give you this equipment.